Hello everybody, welcome back to part 2 of creating a web app for IPL match prediction. Actually, before starting this video, I would like to say sorry to you because I was not able to give my time to YouTube, but now I'm completely free, and without further ado, let's start this video. So till now, in our part 1, we have created a model which has 4 input features, and based on those 4 features, it have to predict which team will going to win. So we have already created a model in part 1. If you haven't saw part 1, go ahead and watch that part. You will find a playlist link in down description for that video, and also that I button link. Okay, so let's start this video. So today we are going to use that model and going to create a web app using Flask from that model, random forest model. Okay, so let's start. So till now we have ipl.py and matches.csv, model.pkl, vocabulary and inverse vocabulary. And let's go ahead and create another folder named templates. Make sure it is named as template, and let's create a app.py file. And inside templates, let's create 2 web pages for now. One will be index.html and another will be let's say after.html. So now let me tell you my plan. Okay, so first of all, we are going to create a basic structure. Okay, so in our index.html, we will place a button inside a form, and once the user presses that button, it is going to take us to the next page, and in the next page we will say that okay, you have entered the next page. So let's first create that structure. Let me just open this with VS Code. You can use whatever you want. Alright, so here we are. Let's first go inside our app.py. Let me just zoom in a little bit, and let's start by importing things. So first of all, we are going to import from Flask, import Flask, and also we will import render template. If you don't know what render template it is a function built in Flask which is used to render HTML web pages. So we won't have to write whole code in the route. Instead, we can just point to a HTML file. So in a bit you will know what this render template is doing. Also okay, let's just only import this for now, and now we'll say app equals to, this is the really basic structure. You should memorize this. Okay, so if you're going to practice, you are going to automatically memorize all these things. This is just a basic structure. And we will say if name is equals to main, we will say app.run, and we will enable debug equals to true. And as I said, let's create 2 routes. One will be for index, and in that let's say return render template. We have inside templates index.html, and let's just copy this route and do the same for /predict, and define this function as predict, and the web page will be predict.html. And now let's take our web pages. So instead of predict.html, it should be after.html. You can rename after.html to predict if you want to use predict.html. So let's just first create inside index.html, and let's just run this up to here to see if everything is working fine. Okay, so it says you are in index.html. Now let's just create a button in this index page. We will create form, as I said, and form action will be we will say URL for, and it should be /predict. It is /predict. So we will come over here and set some methods equals to get and post method. Well, we are going to use only get method, but let's just enable post also in case if we need. Okay, so we have our form, and inside this we will create a submit. Input type equals to submit, and that's it. And let's run this. Okay, so we got an error. Okay, my bad. Okay, so we got an error. Actually over here, instead of /predict, it should be predict. Let's just refresh this. So here we are. Let's press submit button, and we are in submit page. Let's just write something in after.html. You are after index. Let's save this. Let's just go back, refresh, submit, and it says you are after index. And now let's create our main web page with which we are going to work. So if you remember, in our previous part, we have 4 inputs for our random forest model. So if you don't know, go ahead and watch part 1. So 4 inputs are first input is team 1, second input is team 2, third input is toss winner, and the fourth input is what is the toss decision, either it is bat or bowling. So we will have 3 drop down menus and 1 radio button for batting and fielding. So let's just quickly first create a select field. Let's just first set I just copied and paste so that it won't take too long to write all the code. So what is happening, we have used select for drop down, and we have all the 15 teams which we have defined in our previous part. Okay, so these are the teams and we have used corresponding values to them, and we can get rid of these classes. Actually these are from Bootstrap, and we say required because this is required. Let's just go and refresh this page, and now we have our drop down, and this is for team 1. Let's do same for team 2. So we'll just copy and paste it over here, and now we have our for team 2. Let's just refresh this, and we have team 1 and team 2. Actually we have to give IDs to them also, so that we can access values whenever we need in the app.py. So we can also say name equals to, we can say team 1, and in this we can give name equals to team 2, and these are for team 1 and team 2. Let's do same for who is the toss winner. So we can simply create same by using select. Let's get rid of this Bootstrap stuff, and we have name for this toss winner. And over here we have team 1 and team 2 and values set to 0 and 1. Let's go there and refresh this. Actually I have to save this. So over here we have team 1, team 2. So we have to select team 1, team 2, who is the toss winner, either team 1 or team 2. And one last thing is remaining, which is radio button for toss decision. Either they choose batting or bowling. So let's create that. So we can say input type equals to radio, and we can give name equals to toss decision, and it will be bat. Let's do same for, and we can save this, but we also need to send the value for this. So for batting, I guess we have used 0 in our encoding part or part 1. Okay, so we can say whenever user chooses to bat, it will going to send 0 to our app.py. Instead, whenever user chooses for field, it will send 1 to app.py. Let's save this, and over here we have our field also. Okay, now everything is working fine. Now we just have to transfer the values over here. So again, it is really easy. So we may also need to import one more module from Flask, which is here we have request, and now we will come to prediction function, and we can say we can create team1 variable, and we can convert this to string. Okay, so we can use request dot args dot get, and in this you have to pass the name, which is team1 name, which we have defined over here, which is this team1, and we will do same for team2. And one last thing, actually this should be integer, and one last thing, which is toss decision. It should be similar to that. We can say choose, and actually the name to that is, so now we can save this, and to find if it is working, we can print all of them, team1, team2, and toss winner, and choose. So let's just save everything and press submit over here. And over here we have, if you can see this, Sunriser Hyderabad and Delhi Daredevils and 0 and 1. So everything is working fine. Now we just have to import our model and make the prediction and transfer that prediction to the next page. So we have to import pickle for that in order to reload our model, and we also have to import numpy. So let's after this line, let's start by importing our model. So we can say with open model.pickle as read binary, and model equals to pickle.load f, and this is model.pickle file, as you can see over here, model.pickle. Now one thing you might ask me is that what about team1 and team2? Doesn't we have to encode them to integer values? Yes, we have to, and for this purpose we will use inverse vocabulary. So we will also import in the similar fashion as we have imported model. So this is inverse.pickle, and this is inverse vocabulary. And now we can say team1 equals to inverse vocab, and in that we can send this as a key, and similarly team2 equals to inverse vocab, and we can send team2 as a key. All right, so now most of our work has been completed. Now we just have to make the prediction. So let's make the prediction. For making the prediction, we will have to convert this to NumPy array. So we can say arr equals to np dot array, and we will create array of all these, which is team1, team2, and toss winner. Actually, third parameter is toss decision. So, and the last parameter is toss winner. And we can say prediction equals to model dot predict. We can pass this array, and in the after.html we can say data equals to predict. And in the after.html, let's create basic structure, and let's run this, refresh this, and choose the team1, team2, and this. Let's press submit. Okay, so we got an error which is expected to the array. Okay, so we have to reshape this array. Actually, when we are creating this array, we can say dot reshape 1, -1. Let's save this, go back and refresh this. Okay, so winner is the team1. All right, so everything is working fine, kind of. We just have to apply some logic, which is if the user chooses both the team as the same team, so what will going to happen in that condition. So we have to add some logic to this. So we will say if team1 is equals to team2, so we can say if team1 is equals to team2, we can say return. And actually we will use redirect for this purpose, so we can redirect this to index.html. So let's go back over here. We can say return redirect, and we can say url for. So we will also have to import url for. Okay, so over here we can say url for index. Let's test this. So if the user chooses both the team as the same team, what will going to happen? So it will not go further. So once the user chooses the different teams, it will going to make some prediction. And one last thing I would like to change is this integer value. So it should send the team instead of the 0, 1. So let's change this. We will go back over here, and instead of naming them team1, we can say C team1, C team2, and C team1, C team2, and instead of printing array, so over here it is the prediction. So we can say if predict is equals to 0, it means first team is the winner. So we can take this and paste this. We can say data is equals to team1, and we can say else team2 will be sent to the next page. Let's try this. So it says Kolkata Knight Riders is the winner. Let's choose anything else. So Gujarat Lions, let's choose this one. Again Gujarat Lions, let's try changing this. So this is the winner. So that is it for this video, and obviously Bootstrap part will be in down GitHub repository. I have uploaded the code with the Bootstrap, and you can use that Bootstrap if you want. And this is the basic structure. Now styling depends on you, however you want to style the things up. And I would like to stop this video at this point of time, and in the next few videos we will create emotion detection web app. Okay, so thanks for watching the video. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel and press that like button to keep me motivated to make new videos for you. That's it. Bye.